Hey, you're here. All right, it's good. Only a few minutes. I'm Alan Levine. This is my assistant, and we're here to welcome you to Ontario Extend Domain Camp. This is probably a different kind of experience, and so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking, but maybe I will. But the whole idea about getting a domain of your own is that you maybe want more than what you get by the free sites that are easy to set up. So many of you, there's nothing wrong with using a WordPress.com blog, but you may start to notice there's some things I can't do. I only have one site. And when I look at it on my phone, it's like full of ads and things like that. And so the idea about a domain of one's own is like, it's like a place of opportunity. You can do many things. You can have more than just blogs. You have multiple blogs, and they're housed under a name that you choose. It's like your home on the internet. So your home on the internet, you get to choose the paint colors. You get to decide if you want to build an addition or chop down the shed or whatever. So let me just say that it's like a step up in complexity from doing some things on a hosted blog, but the payoff is a lot more. So whether it's for you, you're going to figure that out as you go. But it is, a bit more to learn to take on to do that. That's the idea of Domain Camp. It's not really a class. It's not even really a camp. Well, okay, it is a camp. But the whole idea is that for the next 4 weeks, we'll just do some activities where you can sort of get to understand this thing called cPanel, how to do a few things, install some things on your site, set up some experimental places, start just decorating and building out your house. But the thing of starting it, and honestly, I didn't do that when I started with my own domain. It was that long ago, is thinking about what's at the very top, what's at the entrance. So the typical thing is we throw our blog there. Okay, and that's fine, but you want you to think about for the beginning, especially those who are new to a domain, about having like a landing page, a calling card. What is me all about? And so if you do have a domain, you can put it in another place. We'll get to that later in camp. But for those that are brand new, it's just started thinking ahead of time, like, where's my welcome to my domain? Like, I don't even know what's behind it. And that's all going to be, to be determined by construction. And I can build all kinds of different structures out there. So anyhow, I'm already getting into doing the domain camp stuff instead of giving you an overview of what it's about. So I'm just going to quickly do a screen share. So you know what's going on this week. So every week there'll be like a new post that sort of gives an overview of what we're going to do. So we're doing the demo video right now. Probably one of the most important things is that people in Domain Camp are going to be in different spaces. So some it's like the first time ever. Some have done a little bit. And we do have some experts in the mix. And so there's going to be a lot of questions. And so you're going to be like, how do I do this? What do I do? Why can't I get this in cPanel, et cetera? Why is this hard? Where do I go to do this? What if I want to do this crazy thing? So we're using this community area at Reclaim Hosting. You don't have to be a customer Reclaim Hosting. This is just sort of a community space. And there's a certain area of it we call Newbie's Corner as a place that you can come and ask questions. So we've already done a little bit of introduction. And I really encourage you, like this is the key part of Domain Camp, is making sure that you know where to go to get some help from people. Because the thing is about this community at Reclaim Hosting is that there's a lot of other educators who aren't even part of this project or Domain Camp who can sort of chime in and want to help you out. And so the biggest thing about Domain Camp is sort of like connecting with other people. So some of the very first things that we're going to do in Domain Camp is getting used to this thing called cPanel, this control panel. And you have control panels on your computer, so it's the same metaphor. There's icons that do everything. And the thing that we're going to work on in this first week, and it's pretty simple, especially for people who are brand new, is just putting a placeholder up to sort of be something that we'll build out later. We'll show you some other ways to build this out, just to be a holding area for your first welcome pad. So one of the things you can use is sort of a self-contained set of templates, and you can sort of create a miniature site like this. We're going to use the site publisher tool within the cPanel that allows you to put this together without doing any coding or anything like that. And it's going to be pretty basic. And probably within about 5 minutes, you'll say like, wait a minute, I don't like the colors. I don't like the icon. It's not the final thing, but it's just about putting a temporary placeholder up there. And so the other activities that we're going to do in Domain Camp are framed around just getting you into understanding where things are in this control panel. It's pretty simple, but if it's your first time in with the domain, it's going to be rather confusing. So here's what you do. You read the post for the week. You try some things out. You ask questions in the community. On Wednesdays at noon EST, we'll hold office hours open so you can drop in on Zoom and ask questions of me and others. And then if that doesn't work out for a lot of people, we'll pick another time. And then you can go through this stuff at your own pace. You can explore. You don't have to really do all the activities that we suggest, but each one of these things that we're asking you to do, it's got an entry in one of these activities in the Ontario Extend Activity Bank, which is where we put other things for the Ontario Extend modules. It's built on something that you can actually run yourself in your own domain. It's a WordPress theme, and it allows you to create a place to post assignments or activities. And when you do it, there's a form at the bottom where you get to post your response. So we get to see other people's efforts at the same kind of thing. So Domain Camp, it's kind of crazy. There's like kids running around, and there's balls flying in the air, and horses galloping, people snoozing under a tree. Pick your own path, and we hope to see you around camp. I'm Alan. I'm your crazy camp host, and there'll be a couple people hanging around. We have some experienced people who will be counselors. And down the line, we're working on behind the scenes out there back in the shed. We got some people working on some badges. So as you do the activities, you'll be able to submit those and be able to get, a Domain Camp badge. But mostly, we hope you just get in and start to figure this out. So don't be put off if it feels really confusing. Don't be stressed. We're all very calm in Domain Camp. And just reach out for help. Don't struggle. Don't spend too much time spinning your wheels. Ask in the community area. If you're in our Slack channel, ask there if that's more comfortable. If you didn't get the invite link to Slack, contact me. I think I emailed everybody who signed up, or just yell at me on Twitter @Cogdog, and see you around camp.